life course participants. You need to know what are risk factors and what are protective factors. Just literally what they are. So there's a definition. What is a risk factor, what's a protective factor? And then you need to know which ones are influential in the involvement of children or young people in crime. In the book 20 to 24, pages 20 to 24, talk about that. Since this is about policy development, you need to know what role research plays in policy development. Pages 25 to 32. You know, the concept that research validates and evaluates policy programs, tells us which ones have more bang for the buck, which ones actually work, which ones don't work. That's the kind of stuff that research does, and you need to be comfortable writing about that. Okay, chapter 3. What role do street-level bureaucrats play in policy development? Unfortunately, that's all of chapter 3, so I can't give you any pages, but be comfortable talking about implementation. That's a very important thing. The people on the street actually implement the policy. Other people create it, but they're the ones that are they're necessary to get it to actually be put into place, put into function. You need to know what a bureaucracy is. That's another definition. Page 38 tells you what a bureaucracy is. And you need to know what a street-level bureaucrat or public servant is. 39 and 40 talk about what they are. And essentially, they're the people that, again, implement the policy. They're the people that put it into play. We just talked about tonight discretion, autonomy, and rules, the role of those three. Policies have rules, good and bad. What's good about rules, what's bad about rules? What's good about discretion? Why do we need to control discretion? What's bad about discretion? Autonomy, why do we want to give our officers autonomy? How much autonomy? Why is it bad to give them total autonomy? All of these things that we're studying here are pro and con. So there's one side and another. That's what I want you to be comfortable with, being able to discuss both sides of an issue. It doesn't matter what side you come down on. That's not important. What's important here is that you learn how to think through these things and weigh risks and benefits, weigh good and bad. Does that make sense to people? Okay. Chapter 4, what is hotspot policing? Pages 55 to 62 cover that. And what risks does it bring? It brings some risks. Mostly the risks are things like discrimination, bias, profiling, targeting people. Chapter 7. Remember, we're skipping 5 and 6 for now. We'll come back to them in April. Does mandatory arrest in domestic violence work? What are the problems with mandatory arrest? And what are some potential solutions? And that's it. If you know those things, you will have learned what we need to learn from the first 5 chapters that we've considered, and they're not in order. The first 4 plus 7. The questions, like I said, they're going to be, you answer on a sheet of paper like this. The question will be at the top. You have this space and the back side, and that's all. You don't have to write any more than that. If you stop writing more than that, you're doing it wrong. Something's not right. Outlines. Those are good. I live with outlines. That's wonderful. Make it legible. Take the time. If I can't read it, I can't correct it. If I can't correct it, you don't get the points. So be legible. slow down, read the entire exam first, think about what you want to answer the 5 that you're most comfortable with. Again, if you only fill up one side, but you answered satisfactorily, you've addressed all the things, great. If something says compare and contrast, and you only compare them and don't show what the contrast is, why there's a bad side, you're only gonna get half the points. So read the question, answer what the question is. They're not designed to trick you, they're designed to test your knowledge. If you have this information, I've been successful in teaching it, you've been successful in learning. If you don't have this information, there's a failure someplace. Either I didn't teach it well, or you didn't learn it well. So we need to sort that out and get it straightened out. That's what the exam is about, from my point of view. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any problems? Anybody have any issues about papers? They're due right after the break. I do get touchy about people not turning in, unless you got a good reason. Something